On the 14th July 1789, a state prison on the east side of Paris, known as the Bastille, was attacked by an angry and aggressive mob. The prison had become a symbol of the monarchy's rule, and the event became one of the defining moments in the French Revolution that followed. This video will present the events of the storming of Bastille.
The French Independence Day is the 14th July. This is because on the 14th July 1789, the storming of the Bastille occurred. It all started with the citizens of Paris rebelling against King Louis XVI. They stole 28,000 rifles and guns, although they had found out that they had no powder. There was big quantity at the Bastille prison in Via Rue Saint-Denis, so they decided to attack it. When the mob attacked it in the morning, the Bastille was very vulnerable because of the lack of guards. Then a group of revolutionaries entered the Bastille, but the guards were ordered to fire. Then the rescue team showed up, but decided to fight with the mob, with the cannons and expert soldiers, bringing victory to the mob against King Louis XVI. In total, there were 80 wounded men. Around 4 p.m., the commander, Maurice de Lunari, gave up and let the mob inside, where they beheaded him and put his head on a stick as a sign of victory. Then the mob rescued 7 men from the Bastille. That night, 800 men destroyed the Bastille. After this day, all the guards were killed, and the king became a surrender.
The main cause of the storming of Bastille were the taxes. France was divided in 3 estates: clergy, Catholic Church, nobility, and commoners, everyone else. The clergy and the nobility paid no tax, so all the taxes were paid by the commoners, who were 90% of the people of France. The commoners were poor, and with the very little money they had, they paid taxes. Therefore, they didn't have enough money to buy food, and they were hungry. Later, they knew that the king had a lot of money and wasted it in luxury, while they were starving. They thought that all this was unfair, and they started to rebel to the king. Their ideas of rebellion were inspired from the Enlightenment and from writers of that time. At that time, the King of France was Louis XVI, and the Queen was Marie Antoinette. In France, there was absolute monarchy. The king ruled with complete power over France. There was also the ancient regime. Only the first and second estates had any say in how the country was run. Everything was unfair for the commoners. That's why they rebelled. The Battle of Bastille started in 1789.